Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl Becky D, live in the morning, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. Great Monday rising, you guys, after a strong, powerful set it off Sunday. Okay. Ooh, I don't know about y'all, but I really do believe that my Sunday was set off right. As I mentioned on Saturday, that I mentioned it on Sunday about my Saturday. I'm trying to get my day straight, y'all. I'm still a little confused about what day it is. That my Saturday was a little cloudy for me. It was a little dimmed in the midst of everything that was going on. But like a certain somebody once told me, it does not last always. And I am truly grateful that it did not last always. I am able to smile today and be happy in the midst of everything, knowing that my Monday is going to be full of meditation, motivation, and mental stimulation. I was able to talk to a lot of people on yesterday, excuse me, and just really kind of get in their head, see how they're doing, mostly run some ideas by them and get their input and see what could happen. And, if I needed them to do something that could benefit them as well and, boost somebody up because, I'm setting off my week to prepare me for the greatness that it is waiting for me by Saturday. And in the midst of me talking to everybody, I came across somebody posing a question to me, and it kind of threw me for a loop for a second, but it's the motivation I need on this Monday to help me prepare for my week. I was simply asking, this is a question people ask all the time, so it wasn't no big deal when I was asked it, but I couldn't give an answer. If I was to die today, would I be proud of the story that I left behind? And you don't have any other choice but to sit back and think on that thing like, would I? And so, of course, that set my mind on this whole journey and on this roller coaster ride, and it was all over the place. And I was like, wow, I don't know. And right at that moment, I really didn't know. And I still, at this moment, don't know. But what I planned on doing is reflecting over the life that I've had so far. You can write it down if you need to, because this is something that you should do as well. You can write it down. You can, draw a picture if you're good at drawing, or if you're good at writing songs, you can do that, or poetry. But reflect and say, if this was the last time I took a breath, would I be proud of the story, the legacy, the things that I have left behind for the world to remember me by? And if your answer is no, guess what? That's okay. Because you still have time to write your story. If you said yes, that's okay. Your story is not done. I advise you to keep writing. Okay? If you're in the I don't know phase, that is perfect, because you still have a lot more blank pages left that you can fill up in the way that you need to. I personally do not have anybody that I have to leave anything to, or, no dependents or anything. They all grown and on their own. But I live a lifestyle and a motivational aspect in life where the next generation is the ones that I'm leaving something for. They are. They truly are. Because I have nephews and I have cousins that are younger, and they are going to be the next leaders in this world. They're going to be the next doctors and dentists and construction workers and radio talk show hosts and news podcasters and athletes and cooks and all these great things. And I want to know that when I get at an age where it's time for me to sit on my couch and do some gardening all the time and just read books casually and, oh wait, we're doing that now. I'm just playing. But when it's time for me to retire and to just sit back and enjoy the things that I have done, I want to know that if I get a little soreness in my body that I can't explain, I can go to a good physician, because I know that we've educated them enough, that I know that if I ever have kids that will have to rely on them, that I know I have set them up in good hands, because I'm like, no, this is the doctor you need to go to because they're good. Okay? This is the dentist you need to go to because they're good. This is the barber you need to go get your hair cut at, because he ain't going to have your edge way back there in the back of your head. Okay? But I also need to make sure that I am leaving something that shows them my strength. Okay? Find strength in every single story that you have, every single chapter of life. There's a strength in there. You just have to want to find it. Okay? People's like, oh, this is so sad and depressing. Why would I want to think about that? Because it helps you prepare your future. Okay? If I didn't reflect on where I was at with my health and saw the strength of everything that took place, I would still be going downhill in my health status. While some things still have not progressed, it has not fully went downhill. It's not gone yet. But what I do is I find strength in that story so I can motivate and push others to push through whatever the circumstance they're going through. To say, hey, you know what? You're going to have some dark days, but let me tell you, the sunshine has always been there. It's just a few clouds you got to blow away. Find the strength in your story so that it can help you get to the next chapter. And then guess what? That chapter going to have some bad dramas, and it's going to have some conflict and some curveballs. But guess what? There's strength in that too, because maybe that curveball that happened was something that pushed you into your job that you are now technically set in your career. Because I know that if you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. So why not let the curveball come? Okay. I have to shout out some people in my life right now. Again, I don't need to say their names because they know who they are. I am really appreciative that I finally listened for years. A lot of people don't know this, so I have to say this part. I help out with the audio visual for my congregation, and people always say, oh, hey, did you go to school for this? And I look at them, no. Psychology, sociology, that's me all day, baby. Oh, you should have went to school for this. Then, you know, somebody else will ask, hey, how long you been doing this? All my life. Can't help it. I was born around a computer, technology. I took apart phones. Like, I helped my parents. We all got together one evening and we built a computer. Like, so, I mean, I'm pretty much knowing the ins and outs. And then my dad, he kind of took me under his wing and showed me videography and photography, and then the audio aspect as I was in the church growing up, and like it just sprung off of there. And then I took my research skills and I went on from there. And so I finally got asked the question one day, hey, why don't you do this for a living? And I was like, I don't know. I've had several offers. One in Houston, Texas. Another offer for a musician to just tour with him. But my fear, it hindered me. And just recently, I no longer decided to fear it. I no longer allowed it to hinder me anymore. What I did was somebody asked a question and I said yes. I didn't think twice about it. I didn't say, hey, let me see what I can do. I just said yes. And then I delivered what I thought was good. Got a little bit of pushback, but I didn't give up because I have to understand that my taste is not everybody's taste. So I revised and edited accordingly and gave it back to them. They loved it. They liked it. And then they offered to accept me in. They said, hey, we want to pay you to do this. And I was like, wow, really? And then that prompted my phone being, ringing again. And I was like, man, I thought I was answering a few questions. You offered me a job? What is happening? Something that over the years, I found people just trying to direct my life and tell me what to do, not realizing they saw the strength in a career path for me that I never knew was possible. All these years, especially growing up, my mother is an educator. I'm naturally an educator, didn't know it. I've been fighting it for years. But I was always sitting in my college lectures and high school classes, middle school. And I was like, man, if I was a teacher, and I would just pull all these scenarios out of my head. Again, letting that imagination just roam because I really wasn't paying attention. I was in my imagination. And went to college, like I said, for psychology, sociology. While in college, the dean of education came to me and she said, I know your mama. Your mama came through my program. Why aren't you in my program? Again, I saw somebody trying to direct my life. And so I fought it. I didn't want it. I was like, no, that's not me. That's my mom's thing. I'm going to let her have it. Years down the road, like people would say, I got my calling. No, I didn't get my calling. I finally woke up. I in and out of a lot of jobs that I didn't like because they were just that, jobs. And every single one, again, finding the strength in my story now, reflecting on my life, finding the strength in my story. Every single job, I was being a mentor or some type of trainer without being paid for that position, by the way, y'all. I'm just saying, I was doing that for free. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. But I loved giving step-by-step directions on what to do and educating and just like, hey, no. So when you go and do this, you want to make sure you do it that way. And then, for people who have short attention spans, I give them nitty gritty straight to the point, like shortcuts. Here you go. This how you get it done. This how you get on out the building. And I was notified by, I can't even remember how it happened, for a teaching program. And I was like low-key just like, yeah, I'll just teach PE because, I like to stay active and whatnot. And I think that'd be a good fit. So, of course, I can't do that. Psychology, sociology, really? So the guy I talked to, it was a no-go. Then I got into another teaching program. And I actually was able to teach over a summer. And it was magical. I was like, man, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, the kids loved me. I loved them. I loved the coworkers, even the ones who didn't see eye to eye with me. And it just felt like I was home. And that's the feeling that you want. You just want something to feel at home. Do you get stressed as an educator? Yes. Okay. But I'm excited that I'm going to venture more into that, into everything that I'm doing. Everything that I do, I love. And people's like, oh, you're a workaholic. I even call myself a workaholic. But the thing is, I love what I do, so I'm not even working. I just love it. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. And so I'm going to continue to do it. Even when it frustrates me, it's a good frustration. So on today, just as I have done in this brief amount of time that we have together for me to blast your ear off with good sounding words, is take this Monday and reflect on your life so you could properly answer that question. If I was to go today, would I be happy with what I've left behind? And all you're doing is finding the strength in your story today. I'm not asking you to answer that question today. Just find the strength in your story. I found my strengths. And I'm going to continue to find more strengths because they're hidden in there. And watch your mind get blown. You don't look at life on a depression slope anymore. You look at it with positivity. Like, what? Man, I remember that time And look what he brought me through. Like, it's just stuff like that. And it just makes you smile. I'm smiling now, okay? But as always, I'll smile even bigger because you all know that my love for you is greater than anything that you can ever imagine. Because love is going to cure all, it's going to heal all, and it's going to make sure that we become one and we are united. That's why I love love. Love is great. Love is kind. Love is gentle. And love is pure. So go out, love somebody today. Take some time for self. Take the whole day if you need to. Meditate, motivate, and make sure that you get the strength in your story jot down today. Get ready to share it if you want to. Share it with somebody else. Say, hey, remember that car accident? It made me stronger. You can just text that, all right? You can just text that or just randomly post it, whatever you want to do. But find your strength in your story during your meditations today. As always, my name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning. I will talk to you all tomorrow morning.